just want to take a minute to talk about the different portions of a tuna. So on the back here, the top side, this is the top shoulder. And in my opinion, this is the primo tuna loin. And then you have the bottom loin, which is this portion back here. And to say that this is the primo one, I don't want to disparage the bottom side. It's almost as good, but this is just a firmer, tighter, darker meat. And then you have the belly here. I believe in sushi terms, it's called the chuchoro. And this is the real fatty portion of the fish, sort of an acquired taste. You can see the marbling when you're looking at the meat. It's a very fatty component. A little goes a long way. It's more of an appetizer type thing than a main course meal, which the top or bottom loins would be. And so when looking at how to break down a tuna, typically I do the top loin first, then the bottom loin, and then the belly side. You know, depending on how it goes, I might change the order of operations. At the end of the day, you're trying to get the meat off the tuna, so whatever is most ergonomic for you is obviously the best way, but this is just here how I do it. Now keep in mind, I'm not a professional fishmonger, but how I clean a tuna works for me, and I've been doing it this way for a number of years. So I like to have a couple of knives handy with me when I'm cleaning a tuna. I like a shorter, stiffer blade. This is the Hoagie 6-inch fillet knife, and I'll do a lot of my pilot cuts with the shorter blade, the stiffer blade, because I'll have more control with it than I do with the longer blade. And then I'll either use the 8 or the 9-inch blade, which when it's super sharp, like these come out of the package or they're easily resharpened, the fewer slices you make coming down on the rib cage, either on the top line or the bottom line, the fewer cutting motions you make, big longer presses, the more presentable your fillets will be. And so let's get started on this guy. I'm gonna do my pilot cuts, top loin, bottom loin, and belly. So now that I've explained how this all goes down, I'm gonna flip the fish and make it a little easier for me to address the top loin. I'm gonna start with my shorter 6-inch blade, again to make my pilot cuts, where I'll then follow through with my longer blade knife to make those longer, more presentable cuts. So what I'm first gonna do is take this fillet all the way up to the uppermost meaty portion of the head. You can go pretty far forward, and the knife will guide you. If you can't cut it, means you can't cut it. So I've come all the way up, just behind the eye of this fish. There's a lot of meat here, so you can overthink this just a little bit. And so now with this shorter, stiffer blade, this region on the dorsal fin it's almost like it's like steel plated. This is where the shorter, stiffer blade helps with that pilot cut because you have more control. And I'm gonna follow all the way back down along the back line, work my way through it, all the way back. Now this meat here can be a little stringy, a little tough, so I'm not super worried about that. So I'm gonna end my fillet here, and this is where I come out. Now, so my pilot hole's cut. You have a couple options here. One, you can work down till you hit the rib cage, or two, you can create a bottom line if you want. I'm a bottom line kind of guy. I can feel the rib cage right here. So I'm gonna just put the knife in and just work it back. You can feel the rib cage. I'm just gonna cut right down to that, and that will make my top shoulder. So I've got my rib cage delineated, my pilot cut, my angle cut. I'm gonna grab one of my longer blade knives and just work back to that rib cage. Remember, there's a rib line wall. We're just gonna do this top line and go to that rib line wall. And if you do it right, this top loin will just fall right off when you're ready. Make sure I get all my rib separated. So you can see the top loin comes right off the fish. So it might be hard to tell on the video here, but this is that rib line that pushes out to the skin I was talking about earlier. And I just sort of leave that as my line of demarcation. You can see I got my top loin cut out of the fish, come to that wall. And remember, I cut down on that line so it all just came out in a nice presentable fillet. And then I'll stake that out and bag it. And now I'm gonna do the top loin and cut to this side. And again, that's just my line of demarcation. And so I'll do this whole side. And the cool thing about a tuna is by the time you're done with the top, it's a very flat fish. So unlike a striper, we'll call it the B side, it's a lot easier to clean. And so just repeat the same step on the other side. But let's get going to the bottom loin, stake it up and get it on ice. So now we're going to do the bottom loin, again using the short knife to create my pilot cut. Oil on the bottom of the fish, angle it forward for the belly, the Toro part. And so I got my incisions made, done with my short knife. Take out my long knife. I'm going to work it right to that rib line. I'm going to stake this bottom part out first, cut out the Toro and the last of the bottom loin, and there we are. So as we look at how to clean this fish, you'll notice that there's a rib cage, a rib line that runs down the lateral line of the fish to separate the top loin from the bottom loin. And so when I work on the fish, I'll cut down the top and work toward this rib cage. I'll separate the top and the bottom loin with this rib cage. I'll take the bottom loin out and the belly out, and this rib line that comes out towards the skin sort of separates everything, and I do the top first, then the bottom, and then I'll flip the fish. So back to my long knife, I'm gonna clean up this fillet a little bit. You'll see there's some dark meat on it towards the rib cage. So I'm gonna clean up the rib meat, then I'm gonna partition the steaks and then take the skin off. So big long incisions. I'm just gonna peel back. Fillets will keep better in the fridge with the dark meat removed. Now what I do is I cut this into portion size pieces. Now when I say portion, this is just for storage size units. Definitely more than one portion of tuna. And this back fillet, I just go this way with the sharp knife. And that's a perfectly skinned piece. You can see it's sort of tough on the back, so sometimes I cut that out. Back end of these can get really chewy and tendony. I save that for the crabs. So this is ready for a bag. And I work my way up the fillet. Piece number 2. Piece number 3. So we have nice, clean, storable, large tuna steaks ready to get reportioned at dinner time. But these will keep nice and freshly in the fridge. And you'll see how well the fish was bled. There's not a whole lot of blood here. And these will just be awesome, awesome tuna steaks, whether they're going for the sushi, for the grill, or however you like to cook them. So in my world here at Cape Cod, your choice of tuna beer while cleaning fish is kind of an important one. Today I chose Cisco Whaletail, which was a lucky tuna beer today here at Salty Cape. Curious what your favorite tuna beer is, so be sure to comment in the video.